Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's jump right into Ready to Love. This was a good episode. I'm excited to review this week. There was a lot of talking points that I want to share with you all. Off top, y'all don't really care about this, but y'all know I love to go and flick my nails and I talk with my hands. I feel so awkward talking with my hands because Thanksgiving morning this nail broke off. I mean, first, soon as I woke up, pew, pop, it broke, and I feel like, I don't want to really show my nails, and I really love my nails this week. Like it matches my outfit perfectly, but one is broken. And my nail tech girl Sonya, I love Sonya. She's hard to get an appointment with. Like even for a little 30-minute repair, it's hard to get in with Sonya, and I don't trust anybody else to repair my nail. So if it looks funny, don't read me in the comments, y'all. I know I broke my nail. I know it, and you know I hate it. And I tried to put on lashes for you all today. They hanging on by a thread, but I'm like, Angie girl, if you ever gonna learn how to put your lashes on, you gotta just start plopping them on and getting used to it. But anyway, Ready to Love. It was a great episode. It was the Friends episode. This question I want to put out to everyone real quick. Do you think it was too soon for the Friends to come out and drill the guys? I felt like maybe it was a week or two too soon. But I mean, hell, y'all stuck on a resort. Y'all got to make a show some kind of way. So let's get into it. Now, let's talk about the hot tea off of Twitter. KG was on Twitter and he also did an interview with, oh my God, I can't remember her channel, but I love her channel. She used last season, she did all the Ready to Love. I think it was something with Crystal PR Online. I'm going to look it up and tell you all because I really like her channel. She interviews all the Ready to Love people and she had KG up first. And I'm not going to spill everything he said in his interview because it was it was too long and it wasn't that interesting. I like when she does the interviews when the season is over so people can speak more freely. But someone got in my comments, or was it on the Twitter, my DMs? Somebody told me somewhere, girl, get to Twitter. KG is spilling tea on Alicia. And apparently Alicia, and this allegedly, because I ain't in the woman uterus. But anyway, allegedly, Alicia was 5 months pregnant while filming the show. I love you, Alicia, girl. You know I always said I liked Alicia. But you coming on a dating show 5 months pregnant. She really was looking for a stepdaddy. I mean, it happens. Shit happens. I don't mean to say it like that sound kind of bad. Her baby, things happen. But it was you a bold woman to come on a dating show talking about you looking for a stepdaddy while you 5 months pregnant. Most men gonna be like, where the baby daddy? You know, it was a mess. And that's alleged. I just was taken aback. I was like, what? What? And then got the nerve to say she ain't feeling nobody else. She going home. Girl, you went home because you didn't want to start showing. Let's move on. Let's get into this episode. The way I'm going to review this week, because I don't want to go step by step by step by step, I kind of want to go by talking points from each group of people who connected with their friends. I did not write down any of the friends' names. So, hey, we just going to talk about the talking points. And I'm saving the best for last. And y'all probably already know what I want to talk about the most. But up first, let's go with Joy, Jay, Edwin, and Winter. They all went on a double date with their friends. I felt like the friends, and I know about editing. I feel like maybe the editors didn't show all the questions, but I feel like in this scenario, the friends didn't really take the time to get to know Jay or Edwin. It was kind of like a tag team. Like both friends was really like, who number one? Who number one over here? Who you got? Who you want? And I felt like that was kind of unfair to ask each man who was their top woman with the women sitting right there. Like, why would you even want to hurt your friend like that? Because you don't know what these men are going to say. Why would you even want to set your friend up to get her feelings hurt in that manner? Anyway, this is the foursome where everybody feeling each other. Jay like Winter and damn, what's the child name? Joy. and Edwin likes Joy and Winter, and then both girls like both men. It's a mess. It's a mess. I personally like Winter with Edwin, and go ahead and let Joy have Jay, because it's something about Jay I don't like, but I like Winter better than. It's about to be a mess. It's about to be a mess. We're going to get through this episode. But anyway, they answered the question. Jay kind of put it off on, well, I met Joy first, so I guess I'm really feeling Joy. I do feel like Jay likes Joy the best. It's clear. You can see it on TV. He navigates to Joy, like gravitates to Joy when Joy's in the room. If Joy's not in the room, he'll fool la with Winter. He'll even look in Simone's face for a little while. But when Joy comes around, it's all about Joy. So I believe that. And Edwin, I feel like is a true gentleman. I feel like a lot of the ladies are starting to get to know him and really like, yeah, I could vibe with him. I feel like Edwin probably still feels Joy more, because remember, Joy is a Maserati. She don't need no marketing. But that cracks me up. But I feel like he's a gentleman and was like, could tell like, y'all really gonna do this? Well, hell, I'm feeling Winter more. You know, me and Winter vibe. I don't think at the, let's get through it. Let's get through it. But that was the talking point from that one. I thought they were kind of the least interesting, because the friends didn't really ask nothing about these men. I guess they didn't like Edwin said he's really close to his mom and his sisters, and it was like, you ain't one of them when your sister don't like nobody. And he was like, no, all my sisters ever want for me to do is to be happy. He answered your question, but it seemed like the friends still had something to say. But let's move on. I don't want to be long. And like I said, they were the least interesting to me. So up next was Brian and Alex. The friend really got to know Brian. She asked a lot of questions about his daughter. Does he, he asked a lot. It felt like, to me, that was a friend who was really trying to get to know your partner and to see if she catch a vibe. Now, at the end of the day, I think Brian was answering the questions honestly, truthfully. I don't dislike Brian. Like, at the end of the episodes, a lot of the ladies was like, after the way he did to Alicia, I don't trust him no more. And then another thing all the people kept asking was, well, have you ever cheated before? I feel like I was looking at the whole thing. I said, y'all must just want to be lied to. Like, I ain't going to say all men cheat. I ain't going to, in general, like, ask me, have you cheated in the past 3 years? Something like that. Because to me, we count in high school too. Hell, everybody has cheated. Everybody has done some fucked up shit. Everybody. Search yourselves. Search yourselves. If you haven't, you perfect. If you haven't, you perfect. If you haven't cheated, you done something else. You stole, you lied. Everybody has done something. So, and what is important is that you have grown from that, and that you're no longer in that space of the bullshit. So I don't feel like it's fair to judge people on, well, have you ever cheated? Hell yeah, he cheated. If he tell you no, then you're gonna think of him as a liar. So it's like you no win or lose. Now, he did say with his baby mama, they weren't really in a relationship. Something happened, but he loves his daughter. And I just really like the way how Brian answered all the questions. And he was like, if I would have been in a different place then, maybe me and her could have been, hooked up and done it together. But right now we just co-parent. If he would have worked it out with the baby mama, he wouldn't be there sitting with you, Alex. So I don't like how the friend, like, yes, Alex has already explained she's been hurt in the past and she has a wall up. I feel like after, what has this been, 2, at the most 3 weeks? It ain't been that long. You ain't dropping your wall all the way down. I don't care if y'all are on the resort. I mean, it's a dating show. He's dating other people. Why drop your wall all the way down? The friend is like, well, I feel like you just infatuated with him. You don't really want to be with him. And I'm like, how did you get that? Like, I don't know none of these people, but from my TV screen, I felt like they had a genuine connection. Like they both celibate. They both looking for something deeper than just sex. They both vibe. They get along. They can play with each other. They can have serious conversation, and they kisses look sincere. Don't let your friend talk you out of that man. Your friend got a man. Don't let your friend talk you out of no man. Let's move on. Up next was Rashid and Adriana. It's something about Adriana I don't trust anymore. Like I like her. Like it's nobody I generally don't I dislike. At the end of this episode it is, but we gonna get there. I feel like Adriana is playing games. I feel like Adriana is in that same space that Naya was in, where it's like she locked eyes with Rashid. She went on a date with him before, so she kind of know what he's about, and she generally likes him. But I don't think she wants to be with Rashid. I think she playing games with Kalfani. I don't think she really wants to be with Kalfani yet. I think she wants to fuck Kalfani. Half of them women there do. But I don't think she wants to be with Kalfani. But I think more than anything, she's playing around with Kalfani to hurt Denise. To get under Denise's skin. And I feel like Adriana is there for games and play. Because I'm like her best friend. You sitting here, you vibing with this man. Y'all talking about all the boys y'all want to have and a football team and all this and all that. And then you sitting up here talking about what Kalfani, he's thick, he's built, he's chocolate, he's tall. And your friend was reading you correctly. You talking about surface level stuff. You talking about the way this man looks. You haven't told me nothing about how he treats you, how he makes you feel. You just talking about looks. She was like, don't mess up this process with lust. I agree. But it's something I think next week we're going to see it more. Something about Adriana tells me she's there to make TV, which is fine. It's a TV show. But she really there to get up under Denise's skin because Denise rubbed her the wrong way. And that's the only reason she lollygagging with Kalfani. And I feel like she's holding on to like, that's my man with Rashid to stay on the show because you need somebody to want you to stay on the show. You got to be somebody's top pick. My eyes is on Adriana. I'm watching. Up next, Denise got to go on a little triple date with Kalfani and Anthony. Her friend asked a lot of good questions. She got to know a lot of the men, get to know the men and what they were about. I think she asked something about their futures. I ain't write down the answers, but all I remember is Kalfani said something about breaking a generational curse, and Denise was in love. I believe in generational curses. I believe in breaking the cycles and doing something different so that your children can see something different and not be in the same path of negative and toxic and destruction. I believe in breaking generational curses. And I truly believe Kalfani meant what he said, but I feel like a lot of these women are just hearing, he said generational curse. I'm in love. That's my man. He said breaking generational. I'm like, but what else? Denise is setting herself up to get her feelings hurt, latching on to Kalfani. I really liked the date her and Anthony went on. I really liked their vibe. Even her best friend got in her mind was like, well, I like Kalfani better. Why? Like, to me, Denise was more free. She was more herself. I think they asked something about being the head of the household. And I think Denise's whole thing is she don't want to be controlled. I think if you ask any man, are they the head of the household? They're going to say yes. Because it's just in people's brain at the men. But to me, being the head of a household don't mean you in charge. It's like a title is title. It's like, it's some people, I ain't gonna say no names. I shouldn't even say this. It's like some people at a job I know about where they have lead in their title, but they lead no one. It's like everybody, You ain't got making no more money. You ain't leading a single person. It's just in your title. That's how I feel about head of household. Like I asked my husband that this morning. I said, "Are you the head of the household?" He was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "But we share." Like, forgive me, my ass is crazy. That's just the way I am. I'm to each their own. Let's move on to the people all I'm gonna say is I told y'all ass about Naya on week 1. I told you when she took her shoes off and put her feet in that grass, talking about she won with the earth, that was bullshit. And she was not on that. And she was just connecting with KG because she wanted to stay on this fucking show. She admitted it last week. Maybe I just connected with him because he connected with me. That's why a lot of y'all women ain't got no man. The first man that come around and say you cute, oh, okay, let's see what's up. And oh yeah, I like it too. Your favorite color blue, mine's is too. I like to eat lamb chops. I do too. It's like whatever the man, it's like I want to just vibe with him because he vibing with me and I want to have a man. No. Sometimes it's best. Let's just jump into this whole situation because I'm pissed off by the end of this episode. So Naya and her friend were questioning KG Smooth. Now, mind you, this her man. No, that was Adriana. But remember, they kissed 4 times. And I said it from the kisses. It was no passion in those kisses. It was all like no passion. So, the end of the day, you know, Naya had 4 miscarriages, and her goal in life is to have a child and to have a family. And it's nothing wrong with that. They're asking the questions, everything is going good. They get to the question of how, when you get married or whatever, how you gonna handle the finances? Now, mind you, when she first asked that question, if you watch me do any review, because I used to review that show, Family or Fiance, when it comes to married people and their finances, my answer is always mind your fucking business. Like, it's not a book that says this is how married people should handle their finances. I know so many different married couples. My example, my parents, everyone handles their finances different. It's all up to those 2 people, their income setups, and how those 2 people want to run their household. Not everybody is like the man pays all the bills. KG was honest with you and said, when it comes to the mortgage, we probably gonna split it. Or, you know, I pay the mortgage and you pay the light bill and the groceries, and or I might pick up the water and you pick up the car insurance. You know, you asking this man to run down a list of bills. I feel like you just wanted him to say, I got you. Okay, so now you in love. He got you. But what he got you in? A studio apartment? You don't know. I ain't saying that's where KG live. And it ain't nothing wrong with it. But it's all you asking for these men to be honest, to be straight up with you. And if that's how he views it, because he said it's 2020. In 2020, I think damn near, I would say 95% of the married people I know split their bills. 95. Now, they might do it in different manners. I know some married people who put all their money into one account and they pay it from there. I know some married people who have a joint account for bills and they both put in a certain amount of money and they pay their bills from there, but then the rest is theirs. And then there's some people like me and my husband where it's like we pay half. We do straight up your money, my money is half. You pay this bill, I pay that one. Done. Everybody is different, and I felt like Naya just wanted somebody to tell her what she wanted to hear, because now KG could feel, and I believe KG is a vibe person because I saw it too. Her whole demeanor shifted. Like, he looked like a pile of shit to her once he said we gotta go have. So Naya is like, no ma'am. So KG recognizes, well, maybe I said the wrong answer, and he's talking to Simone. Simone, that swimsuit you had on was bad. Oh, that was cute, girl. If I ain't had no stomach, I would wear it. But moving on, I like that. But he was talking to Joy and Simone, and I want to say Alex, and he was like, well, what should I have said? Well, maybe I pay the mortgage and you do the groceries. And it was like, nah, she just wants you to say that you got her. Because he did say something about what I fill in the gaps. And I think he even read it wrong. I think he was saying like, he wasn't saying that like, I'm gonna help you with what you can't do. I don't know how he was saying, but it turned off Naya. The one who's one with the earth. She feeling him. That's her vibe. 4 kisses, all that. You can't pay her mortgage. She done. Now I understand where Naya is coming from. Where she was like, I've had 4 miscarriages. I just want to have a baby, and I want to be able to take off work, raise my family, and know my man got me. It ain't nothing wrong with that, Naya. But the problem is, you can't expect a man to know that's what you want after knowing you for 3 weeks. And you can't expect a man that has only known you for 3 weeks to want to give that to you. Because it's a lot. Number one, kids are expensive. Number two, house notes are expensive. Some men just cannot financially in this day afford a $1,500 house note, all the utilities, all the groceries, all the car notes, and insurance, and pay for this high ass baby. I mean, the way 2020 is set up, you need 2 incomes to afford the shit. Now, some women, I applaud you, they do it all alone. I was a single mom for many years before I got married, and I did the shit on my own. And I kind of feel like as a woman, if you've been paying that mortgage for what you 40 something for 20 years by yourself, going half is a blessing. I was able to do so much stuff, so much more going half. The only reason I can afford to pay this damn high ass high school tuition for my son is because I'm no longer a single mom and I don't have to do it all by myself. That it just turned me off because I felt like Naya now is out on a date with Edwin. And she asked Edwin the same question, what about the finances? And he was like, I got the finances. And he ain't really say it as, I'm going to pay all the bills. He kind of just was like, I got you. And her pussy was wet. Wop, 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 wop. That was Naya. I'm like, so that's what, and she said it. She was like, oh, that turns me on. And then she go kiss Edwin all up in the mouth. And that was a passionate, quick kiss. But I said, this a gold diggerish ass kiss. I'm like, so all a man got to do is say he gonna pay your mortgage and the drawers are dropped. You don't even know if this man wants to have a baby. Nevertheless, want to have a baby with you. But just because in a statement he said he's willing to pay a mortgage, your panties is wet. I totally dislike Naya. After that, I said, you're not looking for a man. You're just looking for a man to tell you what you want to hear. And see, you'll be the type that listening to what these men want, telling you what you want to hear, and you pop out a baby. And not only are you going to have a baby, you're going to be a single mom paying that mortgage, that high ass daycare by your damn self. Because you just listening to what you want to hear. And they just telling you what you want to hear because you got the wet ass pussy. I just totally just not liked Naya. And then KG came back around and was like, look, I'm really feeling you. If we do get to that level, to have that type of conversation, I want you to know that I got you. And she was like, yeah, I'm already fucking Edwin now. I mean, I ain't saying they fucking, but you could clearly see how her whole demeanor, like all that, what I was just like, this fakeness. I'm like, and then at the end of the episode, let's hurry up and jump ahead. Because we at the table talk now. Now, Simone, I forgot what Simone said happened to her friend. I want to say she said she had a death in her family, which, condolences. I don't want to read you on that. But then the whole time I was like, but Simone, even if your friend would have came, who would she have questioned? Who was your connection, girl? The two guys in the hot seat are Brian and KG. Brian because of what he did to Alicia, but he wasn't honest with Alicia. And I said that last week. Like, you could have at least told Alicia, you wasn't coming back to the room, and you could have dealt with rejecting her at a later time. But he had to be in the hot seat for that. And then KG is in the hot seat only because he can't pay Naya's mortgage. And I think that is so fucked up. And I think all the ladies were looking at her wrong. They was like, and I'm telling y'all hoes, don't say hoes. I'm going to tell y'all ladies, and I said it in video number 1. Y'all sitting up here, I don't want to talk to KG because of Naya. Don't do that. Because these bitches is fake and phony. If you feel like you might have a connection with KG, this is a dating show. Can't nobody put claims to nobody day one. Now, KG, it was your fault because you saw what you liked and you went for it and you didn't open yourself up to at least get to know anybody else. And you should have. But you put all your eggs in the Naya basket, and once she was done, and now you got to go because now everybody else kind of... If I was Simone, I would have held on to you. I'd be like, well, hell, Naya don't want them. Let me see if I could have somebody. I would personally got rid of maybe Anthony. I feel like we gonna see how this progresses, because the whole vibes have shifted. Because at first it was Jay was the man everybody wanted, but now it's Edwin. Because Winter is feeling Edwin, Joy is feeling Edwin, and now Naya is ready to put it all onto Edwin. She done already kissed him in the mouth. And you know how men are. He got that tingly feeling like, whoa, what's going on? He ain't even recognizing that this woman only paid you an ounce of attention after you said you could pay a mortgage. I don't know. Like that, it just... Y'all get in the comments and tell me if I'm reading this wrong, because I felt like they criticized Brian. It was like, you can stay, but you need to be honest. But then we sending KJ, what's his name? KG Smooth home because you were too honest. You need to be honest, but you go home because you was too honest. Get in the comments and let me know if I'm reading it wrong. I'm totally turned off from Naya. Like, please send her home next. I hope she can go home next, but I know she won't. I think it's going to be Denise. Next week looks good. It looks like Denise is going to see some stuff with Calfani and what's the child name? Adriana, and she going to get jealous. And then we see Rashid kiss Simone in the mouth. And I know Rashid is only going entertaining Simone because he sees something with Calfani and Adriana. It's like, in this point of the game, it's turning into, instead of finding connections and saying, oh, I respect people who could be like, that's who I was feeling and I'm out. But it's like, oh, let me hook up over here so I can stay, so I can get a vote. I don't even know who is the genuine couple anymore, because it looked like Brian and Alex might break up next week. Get in the comments, y'all. I'm over it. All right. Like, comment, share, all of that good stuff. And I will see you all next Saturday for the review next week. All right, you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.